525,600 minutes.
525,000 moments, so dear.
500,025,600 minutes.
How do you measure a year?
In daylight and sunset.
In midnight. In cups of coffee.
In inches and miles and laughter. In strife.
In 525,600 minutes.
How do you imagine I give the life?
How about
love?
How about
love?
Measure in love?
Love. Seasons of. Oh God.
Love. Seasons of. Love.
Oh God. Greetings, fellow armchair imaginers. Did you have it specifically say that? Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh God. Greetings, fellow armchair. You're tearing me apart by messing up my intro. Greetings, fellow armchair imagineers. Tiki here, and I'm a half a theater geek.
A monkey and I'm a full theater geek.
Yes, indeed. But you're only half of a rent head, and I'm a full-time rent head.
I wouldn't even say I'm half of a rent head, just half of a rent person. Maybe.
You've seen Rent.
So seeing Rent automatically qualifies you for some level of rent head status then?
I don't think so. I think with Rent Head you actually have to be a fan, and you don't necessarily enjoy it that much, do you?
I wouldn't quite say I'm a fan, but not necessarily a hater.
Alright,
things I like about it, things I don't like, things I'm kind of in the middle on. It exists, like I said before.
Yeah. Alright, so when we did our first Retcast, oh my god, it was so crazy. Oh, that was seriously one of the craziest shows we ever did.
The video description of that one's possibly my favorite video description of any video on this channel.
What is it? Oh god, let me look it up. Hold on.
Yeah.
But what I remember the most about that is that you literally make a joke about the entire cast of Rent, blowing up the entire universe.
Oh, I forgot to say. So, like, I can just imagine, like, in the audience during Seasons of Love, people, like, with their lighters, only instead of lighters, it's burning eviction notices.
Oh no!
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that's stupid.
Oh my! Back to the burning eviction notices. Well, I'm looking this up, Monkey. What do you think of Seasons of Love?
It's a good, yeah. In the words of the Nostalgia Critical Les Rob review, it's fantastic.
I actually don't really like it too much.
Wow. Wow. Bit of a role reversal.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I just think it's kind of awkwardly placed in the musical. Maybe it would work better if it was the opening instead of the second act opener. What do you think about the movie? Second act opener? Yeah, right, exactly.
And second act opener, I guess it does kind of just, ease you back into the world of the show.
Sure.
Maybe.
Okay, hold on. That video description, just really quick, just because I love my creative video descriptions.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken performs Over the Moon. Tommy Wiseau performs Halloween. And the erector said Imagineer stars in a porno. And the movie cast, burning eviction notices, literally causes the entire universe to blow up. Yeah, that's basically how the first Retcast went down.
You won the Pulitzer. You won the friggin' Pulitzer with that.
So yeah, obviously it was a very crazy show as we kind of recap my favorite musical of all time. Monkey, he's not such a big fan, but he like you said, it has its strengths and its merits for you. So I find it very interesting that you're usually like the big, over-the-top theater geek, and I'm usually the one who's like, hey, yeah, that's cool. But now it's like, no, I love this thing. I love Rent. As I said in the first act, I think the first act is quite possibly the most perfect first act of anything ever. It establishes all the characters so well. It has so many plot lines that come together. It's just a narrative fucking wet dream. It's brilliant.
And again, like, what if we were able to get someone on the show who hated Rent?
Oh, I should have asked Blue Dragon 5. I should have been like, hey, Blue Dragon 5, do you not like musicals by any chance? Well, Tiki, I gotta say, I really don't like musicals. Well, maybe.
That was like a quarter or a third of the way to a good Blue Dragon impression.
I'm working on my Blue Dragon 5. He's like one of my characters now.
No.
Oh, God.
How can you be in a Transformer? It defeats the purpose!
Well, Tiki, I tell you, I would do the retcast, but god darn
now,
it,
without giving away what happens to him in How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Wait, what?
Blue Dragon 5, without giving away what happens to him in How to Train Your Dragon 2. You kind of sort of did there, unintentionally, but sort of.
Actually, when I do movie reviews, I kind of do them like Brad Jones style, and I should put a spoiler warning, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like I kind of like already
I just find it kind of funny, like he's saying that to literally avoid giving away that spoiler, but kind of did.
Yeah. Alright, well anyways, I'll put the Blue Dragon 5 talk. We love you, Blue Dragon 5. Blue Dragon 5's awesome. He's doing Christmas in July with me practically every day of the year.
Oh, yes, we do.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Don't go back to that, please. Oh, God.
I'd love to hear his opinion about that show or movie.
I don't know if you would have one.
I'm just saying, there's a very good chance I'm going to be referring back to that show at a certain point tonight.
Oh. Oh, I can only begin to guess. Oh, Jesus Christ.
When I get to that, tell me if you're right.
Anyways, Seasons of Love, it just kind of annoys the fuck out of me because it's so overplayed. It's not that good. It's really not. I can think of literally, like, okay, let's see, 10 songs off the top of my head that are better than Seasons of Love in this musical. Rent, one song, Glory, Tango Marine, La Vie Boheme, fucking, I'll Cover You, both A and B, shit. Okay. Well, that's 5, goddammit. That's 5. It's not even in the top 5 songs in the musical, and yet it's like the big, iconic, like everyone sing. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. As a Rent fan, I gotta say, it's really overrated for me. It really is. I don't. It has next to nothing to do with the story except like, oh, guess what? We're singing about it being a year. Do you get it? Do you get it? It's a year in the life. Do you fucking get it? And it's also like, you know, you have the bag woman who does an amazing vocal solo at the end.
Is it supposed to be the bag woman or just like
it's the actress who plays the bag woman? I just refer to that actress as bag woman because that's her main part. But you know, she gives that amazing vocal solo, awesome, kick-ass vocal performance. Kind of, I hate to say this, I really hate to say this, kind of pointless to the overall narrative. Like, why is this woman...
A big-lipped alligator moment!
Exactly! That's what it is! It's like, oh my god, look at how well this woman can sing, isn't it amazing? And she has nothing to do with the rest of the characters. I mean, that's why I like the movie version of this, because A, it's at the beginning of the movie, which I think just fits better, and B, Joanne is the one that gets the awesome vocal solo, and she actually has a part in the musical. Fuck! That drives me crazy. It's such a good fucking spot in the song, and yet it goes to a character that is, it's not even a character, unless it's supposed to be the bag woman, and if it's the bag woman, then it makes no sense. Fuck! I really don't like the song, Monkey. I really don't. Oh, God. But anyways, but after Seasons of Love, we get Happy New Year, a song that was cut out of the movie, unfortunately. And I do like this song a lot. Yeah, in the movie, this scene is kind of neglected to just Mark running around with his camera like, oh, boy, ooh, look at everyone in their costumes. Oh, there's... You know, there's Collins.
I'm assuming if the padlock door is there, it's more of like a legit one than it is in the Broadway.
I love that though. I love that. I love how.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Just
It totally
Kind of
works in the
fun.
theater, and it would never work in a movie. Let's just leave it
Well,
at
yeah,
that.
totally. Of
Yeah.
course. And I'm not trying to badmouth the method they took. Just
Could you
I don't
imagine
think.
if they actually did that in the movie? Oh god, like, oh yeah, we've got this
Maybe
door that we need to break into, and it's got a padlock on it.
maybe in your Urinetown movie, perhaps.
Oh my, oh god. Combine Rent with the logic of Urinetown. Oh god, yes.
God, okay, I just thought of something. You know what? Urinetown came out after Rent, and I don't know if it references Rent.
Does
Maybe
it?
it doesn't, but I'm not sure if it does.
Uh, I mean, to be fair, it mostly kind of leans on the Les Mis side of parody.
Sort of like Les Mis, Fiddler, West Side. Yeah,
Yeah, right. I'm thinking of
yeah, kind
Les
of thing.
Mis specifically in the Act
Of
One
course.
finale.
Yeah. I don't. It's kind of funny.
Um. So yeah, the movie is just it's really short. It's like, oh hey, look, it's Collins and Angel, and Collins is dressed up as James Bond. Yeah. It's just I don't know. I don't like when the movie cuts out a song and then forces dialogue from said song into the scene to kind of awkwardly cover it up. It just doesn't work for
Yeah.
me. But anyways, I do like how they develop Roger and Mimi's relationship. I like how Mimi's making a New Year's resolution to give up her vices and go back to school. Of course.
Yay!
It's kind of tragic though. It's really tragic when you think
True.
about it, because it's like, you know, given what ends up happening. But I like how Mimi keeps hoarding the cheap champagne. Like Mark comes and he's like, "Hey, that's for midnight," and she's just like instantly grabs it again. And then let's see, Maureen comes
Yeah, they're
in.
so willing to break the law.
Yeah, they are, but it's the lifestyle. But
Okay.
how are they breaking the law on this? By
I
breaking
know.
into.
I just remember like there was that one line. I remember there was that one line about like, oh yeah, this is a crime. They flat out acknowledge that they're breaking the law.
Yeah. Well, they're not
Yeah.
breaking the law once they get inside, according to
Or are they
Joanne's
gonna?
lawyer
Well,
skills,
once they get rid of the padlock, are they gonna burn it and throw it off the balcony?
like the eviction notices. I don't know. You need like a pretty tough flamethrower to burn something like that.
For some reason, I'm pretty sure Marine or Angel could have one.
Oh god. Speaking of Marine, she comes in. She's like, "Chips,
Oh yeah.
anyone?" And then I like Mark's line: "You can take the girl out of Hicksville, but you can't take the Hicks girl out of the. But you can't take the Hicksville out of the girl." That line's also in the movie, but again, it's spoken, so it just doesn't come off nearly as good. It annoys me. It fucking annoys me.
Okay. Just trying to figure out a note I had. Nice party horn. What was that?
Obviously, someone had some kind of noisemaker or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
It's been a while since I've seen the music. Well, a week, which is a while for me because I watched this thing like, oh my god. Oh, I still watch it religiously. That's how much I love this musical. Is that I'll just like put it on just to put it on. But anyway, so let's see what else happens here. I like how in the movie they actually do play the break-in scene a lot better in the movie, I think, because
yeah,
what it is
I guess they would. Yeah, they probably
is
would. Medium of
padlock.
film and everything.
Well, right, but no, but I really like how it's actually Angel who she dumps a trash can out and then just uses the trash can to break the lock. I really like that. Give something Angel to
And she
do
burns
because
the trash and throws it off the balcony.
oh yes, oh god. In the trash can, of course.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the problems with Act 2 in general is that I just don't think Angel has nearly enough to do.
Perhaps.
I mean, she just doesn't get enough time before the inevitable happens. But yeah. Anyway, so that's basically it. And then they break into the loft, and then the power mysteriously comes on. Oh my God! And it is Mark's mother, the Wicked Witch of the West, as she says. Happy New Year from Scarsdale.
Yeah, Wicked Witch of the West and Idina Menzel is in that show.
Oh God, oh God. Oh, Jesus Christ, Idina Menzel references. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. By the way, Scarsdale is a small town outside of, in the suburbs of the city, so I think that's interesting. It's kind of geographically accurate. Just wanted to point that out.
Remind me, what was the Scarsdale reference?
It's where Mark's from.
Okay.
So anyways, I really like the line. You know, they're just like, we're all impressed that the riot footage made the nightly news, and then I really like how she says, even your father says Mazel Tov, honey, call.
Hello?
One sentence.
Okay, you're back.
Can you hear me?
You cut out. You cut out for a little while.
Oh, Mom. Okay. Oh no. So basically, what I like about that line about how even your father says Mazel Tov, honey, call him, is it implies a strained relationship with Mark's father, literally in one sentence. Like that's good storytelling right there. But can you hear me?
What if they expanded on that? Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they need to expand on it, though. That's the thing. I think it works as it is.
Yeah.
Like, I actually like that. It's like you don't get any sort of detail into it. You don't know why they're at odds with each other. It probably has something to do with Mark's, career choice and whatnot, But, because like she says, even your father says Mazel Tov, so that kind of implies that maybe he's not happy about the fact that that Mark's trying to make a living as a filmmaker, which is, of course, a very unrealistic goal, like, financially. So, I don't know, just a nice little detail. And then Alexi Darling comes on. What do you think of Alexi Darling? I'm sorry, Monkey.
Wait,
I have so many shows
me one of the
Blue Dragon 5. It's just like...
The thing is, what were you going to say, Blue Dragon 5 or Blue Dude?
Blue Dragon 5. I've done that with Adventure Blue Dude multiple times, and he gets pissed off.
Yeah, Lexi Darling. Yeah. Their songs are kind of basically just the same two notes. Or,
but I'm just saying, what do you think of her as a character?
Character. I'm not sure what to say.
She's kind of a little bit the antagonist of the show in a way. She's just like the embodiment of corporate greed and slime and whatnot.
Maybe depending on the portrayal, but...
Right. Well, in the movie, she's played by Sarah Silverman, which is awesome. But, oh God. Yes, we can dip into the tabloids, guilty as charged, but we are a new show. Direct quote. Oh God. Which, yeah, I don't think Buzzline is... I definitely don't think Buzzline is a new show as it's portrayed in the musical. But anyway, so, it's established that Alexi Darling of Buzzline, the big TV show, is trying to get a hold of Mark. I really do like the whole thing with, that Mark is the one who's kind of getting the opportunity now, and now he has to sort of, decide what to do with that, because, of course, to tell you the truth, Monkey, I really don't like the fact that Joanne is so quick to write. She's like, oh, that's selling out. It's like, yeah, fuck you, Joanne. It's money. It's money. I mean, you people are literally fucking breaking the law just to survive. Like, go to hell if you're selling out. Bullshit. Where did that even come from? I'm sorry. That line always bothers me. It's not in Joanne's character at all. If anything, Joanne is the sellout character of the bunch anyways. So why is she concerned with selling out?
Hypocrisy?
Yeah! That's all I got. Yeah, But anyways, in comes Benny, and he's... is that the party horn thinking? Because he's got like a little noise maker. He's like, woo!
Oh, maybe that's what the nice party horn was.
Yeah. And so, oh god, again, the actor who plays Benny he plays it with fake enthusiasm in every line, and I love it. He's
You mean
just
the Broadway?
so... What?
In the film Broadway?
Yeah, film Broadway, yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tay Diggs also does a great job, but I really like... Again, I think this guy is the most, like, stage acty of all of them in the musical, but I think it totally works, because his acting style, like I said, it fits for stage, because he's just so over the top, and he's got this great, like, fake smile on all the time. And, you know, I like how he, like, goes in front of Mark's camera, it's just like... And he does that, like, multiple times throughout the musical, too. But anyways, this is kind of like the reprise of Happy New Year, and essentially it's setting up that, you know, that Benny, he just wants to start anew, he wants to make things good again, and the big piece of information we get is that Mimi went to see Benny to get this whole thing going, to get this peace treaty going.
Yeah.
So that establishes a bit of a...
reminded that Angel killed Evita.
What?
And we're also reminded Angel killed Evita.
Are we? I thought
Yeah.
that didn't come until after her funeral.
No, because there was a bird she's like, hey, Siri, come on, feel for a minute. He just lost his cat, dog, you know, I remember when my cat fell. It was so awful. Wait, how did you know she fell? Champagne?
Oh, yeah.
So I have this note in here in all caps. You killed it!
Yeah, you really can't get over that dog killing thing, can you? It really makes Angel less of a sympathetic character.
We'll get to that!
Oh, God. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Yes.
Okay, so anyways,
we'll get to that later.
Yeah, so the scene wraps up, you know, Roger and Mimi, they're kind of, you know, Roger kind of freaks out about Mimi seeing Benny, and then, you know, at the end they kind of reconcile, and Mimi's like, oh, you know, just go on, I'll catch up, and then we see the drug dealer, and
Chris
we wish
R.
it was Chris R. We wish it was Chris R. Oh God! What's all
my fucking money, Mimi!
It's gonna be a Happy New Year. There. That's like the last appearance of the drug dealer, which really bothers me, and I'll get to why when we get to Without You. Because I feel like the whole drug element of Mimi's character really wasn't explained very well. It's really explained kind of sloppily. So,
yeah.
So, anyways, then we get to... Oh, God. Hold on, I need to pull up some lyrics.
Oh, right.
Then we get to Take Me or Leave Me. Outside of Light My Candle, this is the one that I heard the most in drama class, and oh my God, I got so, like, every time that piano would come, da 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 da. I'm like, oh God, not again. It's a good song though. It's a really good song. So before we get to kind of going into it and explain it and all, there's actually some really key differences between this and the movie version that I'll get into.
Yeah, I got around to seeing them. I watched the movie version earlier today. So.
Oh, okay. So you know what I'm talking about in terms of like big differences.
I think so. Maybe.
Okay. Well, maybe
like
maybe you missed a bit of exposition, but
yeah.
Okay, but anyways, do you want to do our little Take Me or Leave Me duet?
Might as well.
All right. Well, start us off, Christopher.
Every single day, I walk down the street, I hear people say, "Baby, so sweet." Ever since puberty, everybody stares at me. Boys, girls, I can't help it, baby. So be kind and don't lose your mind. Just remember that I'm your baby. Take me for what I am, who I was meant to be. And if you give a damn, take me, baby. Or leave me. Take me or leave me. A tiger in a cage can never see the... I sing the part about the tiger, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I didn't have the full lyrics, as it would appear to be. So,
Shit.
And now I have lost them in my search.
Oh,
The
God,
newer ones.
Oh.
We are. We're so good at this.
Find him yet?
Shall I continue my search then?
Yeah, just look him up.
I'm trying to.
Oh my god, I'll just copy and paste a bit to the chat.
I'll
literally do that. Hold on.
Very well. If that's the route you want to take.
There you go. Take it, Christopher.
Oh, there's a new message. Here we go. A tiger in a cage can never see the sun. This diva needs her stage. Baby, let's have fun. You're the one-eyed toes. Folks would kill to fill your shoes. You love the limelight to now, baby. So be mine and don't waste your time crying. Oh, honey bear, are you still my baby? Take me for what I am, who I was meant to be. And if you give a damn, take me, baby, or leave me. No way can I be what I'm not, but hey, don't you want your girl hot? Don't fight. Don't lose your head. Because every night, who's in your bed? Who's in bed? Get spooky.
It won't work. I look before I live. I love margin discipline. I make lists in my slip, baby. What's my sin? Never quit. I fall through. I hate this mess, but I love you. What to do with my impromptu baby? So be wise, cause this girl satisfies. You got one prize, but don't lose. But don't compromise. You're one lucky baby. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the rest of the lyrics. Hold on one sec. In case you don't have them, right?
Yeah. Well, for the time being.
Hold on one sec. Got it. Hold on. Oh god. Copy. Just copy and paste.
That's weird.
All right, you got it.
Let me get. Yes. Yeah, there was a weird thing with my keyboard.
Oh no. All right, so.
A control freak.
No. Take me for what I am.
A control freak.
Who I was meant to be.
A snob, yet over attentive.
And if you give a damn.
A lovable droll geek.
Take me, baby, or leave me.
An anal retentive.
That's it. The straw that breaks my back.
I quit.
Unless you take it back.
Women. What is it about them? Can't live with them.
Live with them or without them.
Oh, without them.
Alright.
Take me
for what I am. Who I was meant to be.
Who I was meant to be. And if you give a damn.
And if you give a damn, then take me, baby, or leave me.
Take me, baby, take me, or leave me.
Take me, baby.
Take me, baby, or leave me. I guess I'm leaving.
I'm gone.
Gone.
Okay.
That did not go smoothly.
No, it did not. Okay, but what do you think of this song? You like it?
Yeah, it's a nice one, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's really catchy. Again, I think the fact that it was overplayed at my high school kind of killed it a little bit for me, but I really like how it establishes, the show kind of cranks into fast-forward mode at this point. So it's kind of like Mark's narration goes like, oh,
because it's like Valentine's Day around, yeah?
Yeah, right. Or maybe even later than that. I don't know. The show really starts to fast-forward. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like, oh, Act 1 is one day, and then Act 2 is a whole year.
I remember how in the film Broadway, like whatever Marine says, the bit of dialogue that leads into the song, and the audience just goes into applause and cheers.
Oh God, is it there will always be women in rubber flirting with me.
Maybe a little after that, or before.
I love that line though. I fucking love that line. That line's amazing.
I remember when I was watching this before, like I have this note, a couple notes. Like, Marine's excuse seems a little weak. Another one like, I'm thinking leave.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Like throughout this act, like I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in Act 1. Like they kind of just keep breaking up and getting back together throughout this
They're
act.
like a goddamn sitcom couple. I mean, yeah, you're right about that. It is very inconsistent. It's like, I don't know. But the movie version, I think, ties this together a little more because...
okay, so what is up with the different setting?
It is a wedding.
For?
Marine and Joanne.
Yeah, I took a quick glance on Wiki and it mentioned something about, like, Marine proposes or something.
Yeah, she proposes after Joanne helps Mark get his deal with Alexi Darling, which is where the Sarah Silverman scene comes in. And yeah, so that's essentially what it is. You know, Marine proposes to Joanne, so they have a gay wedding, and this is actually the biggest difference between the show and the movie in any depiction of characters, I think, is the depiction of Joanne's parents.
Oh yeah, you said they were like more chipper?
They're way more chipper. They're just like, oh my God, we would love to celebrate our daughter Joanne on her wonderful choice of a life partner, Maury. It's like they just cannot wait to welcome Maureen into the family. And it's like, it is so different than, well, Joanne, we're off. I called you at the office, but they said you were stage managing or something.
I was like, something I mentioned, I noticed was like that was some good shots of like on the bit through their arms at the billiards tables.
Oh yeah, right, definitely. There's a lot of playful stuff there. Really good cinematography. I like how everyone's just kind of like chasing them around, trying to like they're basically eavesdropping. And then, of course, this is wonderful. The kicker of the song, one of my favorite, probably my favorite line of the movie that wasn't in the musical. After they both storm off, oh God, I love this. After they both storm off, Mark's mother is like, well, I guess now you and Marine can get back together. And I like, what tops it all off is that...
I lost him, but I still love you, right?
Oh God. You'll never have me. You never had me. But the kicker to that is that Rosario Dawson as Mimi just starts cracking up when that happens.
Wait, you mean like Rosario Dawson just did that and they kept it in there, or was she supposed to do that?
No, she just cracks up and then she says like, "Oh my God." Maybe it was a blooper, but it just totally works. It feels really natural.
Yeah. And if it is like a blooper or something, that just makes it better.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh God. So let's see. After that, so I definitely like the movie version a bit better. Because essentially with the stage version, it's very bare bones. It's just those two singing, and there's like a table or something,
they were
right?
Preparing for like another present performance or something, yeah.
Right, yeah. So I definitely think I think it's a little kind of corny where it's like, Chris Columbus himself basically was like, oh, hey, gay marriage, that's a big hot button issue. Let's have it in this movie. That kind of annoys me, you know what I mean? That it's almost a little bit shoehorned in just because of, just because, well, Rent's a very progressive musical, and, and gay marriage is in right now, so it just seems a little bit like smell your own fart, you know what I mean?
I don't know if I've heard that expression before.
South Park. People who drive Priuses and live in San Francisco love to smell their own farts. They make a whole episode about that. Oh, God.
Why am I not all that surprised?
You shouldn't be. These are the same people that...
Hello? Are you there? You frozen on me? Hello? Okay, well, Tiki seems to have vanished. You know what, Mr. Wiseau, what do you think?
You know what they say, love is blind.
Well, I don't know what this has to do with love.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
My name's not Lisa.
Oh, hi, Danny.
Or Denny.
I did not.
You did not what? If it's about misnaming me, you totally did.
I fed him up with his world.
Fine. He's back anyway, so, yeah.
Okay, well, now I can't get your... Oh, no, your video's back. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize for that. It's like my light on my webcam just went off, and I'm like, wait, what? What happened? No! Oh, God. Oh, God. So, yeah, that, I apologize for that brief flub. Okay, so guys, after Take Me or Leave Me, we get into Seasons of Love B.
Oh, yeah.
I like this one a little bit more than the actual Seasons of Love,
Yeah,
just because
like,
it's
you met
shorter.
her last year on Earth. Yeah, it's a little powerful there.
Yeah, it's very much foreshadowing, like, oh shit, somebody's gonna die.
Well, let's see, we have Angel looks sick or something, so...
I wonder if Angel's gonna die. I wonder. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, not very subtle. Not very subtle. Okay, so anyways, let's see. After that,
It's more subtle. It might be more subtle than his name we found out was Benny.
Right. Oh, God. Or at the very end where he literally like, oh, hey, I'm just going to rob a bank using Angel's name. But we'll get to that. We'll get to
Benny
that.
is probably less subtle.
Yeah. Oh, we will get to the whole, like, quote-unquote Robin Hooding at the end. I'm sure you have things to say about that. I'm sure. Okay, so anyways, now we go into Without You.
Oh, yeah,
And
Without You.
this is actually kind of this is one of the few segments where I definitely think it's improved upon. Well, actually, I guess now that I think about it, quite a few of these segments I think are kind of improvements over the theatrical version in the movie. But hear me out. This is why. It's because I just feel like the movie version very much shows Mimi's drug addiction much more vividly than in the stage play.
Yeah, that
Like,
would
'cause
probably help a
You
lot.
just straight up like see her just shaking and shivering and half naked, and it's pretty brutal in some spots, and it really gets the point across that she is
Sounds
just
like it does. Like,
Yeah,
more effectively than the...
far
Broadway.
more effectively than the Broadway version. Far more effectively, I think. I definitely think so, and I think Chris R. even comes in again. I think Roger has to chase Chris R. off.
Let's
God.
take him to the police!
Mimi's like, it's okay, he's going to jail.
Look out!
Roger's just freaking out. He's like, what kind of drugs did you take, Mimi?
You're now my fucking mother!
That is actually something that I could see Mimi saying to Roger.
Now, you listen to me here, girl. Somebody had better do something around here.
But yeah, point being, it's like, oh, and another really good thing I like about the movie version of this song is how they cover Collins and Angel. Now in the
I think that's in this song overall in the Broadway. That's the bit that mainly sticks out to me is how I thought they utilized Collins and Angel really well.
They did in the show. Yeah, I agree they did. I like how it's all non-spoken and whatnot. I think it's really powerful, the fact that throughout the whole song they're just kind of like, going through the motions of losing a loved one. And
So how is it in the movie then?
in the movie, there's just this one bit that really sticks out to me. It's one of my favorite visual beats in the movie, and it's where it's like this kind of 360-degree shot of the support group, and it's kind of like as time goes by, like people just start fading from the support group. So it's basically implying like, yeah, lots of people are dying from AIDS. I don't know. I just think that's really powerful too. But again, like I can't argue with how they do it in the musical because it's super depressing. It really is. Oh God. Oh man. And I also
Maureen and Joanne just get back together.
I do like the fact that throughout this whole song though, Joanne is just kind of laying there depressed. You know what I mean? It kind of shows like you don't remember that? Yeah, she's like there's 3 tables and one of them Mimi singing on. Of course, the other Collins and Angel are on. It's like it's made up to be a hospital bed, and then the other one it's just
hospital bed. Okay.
I mean when they lay the cloth over it, yeah, I get the sense that that's sort of just like abstract hospital bed. You know what I mean? But
Anyway.
What?
Anyway, yeah, I wonder if, like, maybe if it was easier to catch the lyrics, perhaps, then maybe I would be more invested in it. Again, like, maybe that's a problem of being a sort of, you know, new arrival to the world of Rent.
Well, I definitely
sort of like some tourist attraction or something. The world of Rent.
It would just be burning eviction notices and AIDS. It wouldn't be very pleasant. Okay, now we have to do a project. Yeah. So you want to be an imaginary Rent?
Yeah, we'll make a drop tower. Like we'll make some sort of drop tower ride where you ride the eviction notice on the way down.
Oh no! Oh God! Oh God! Okay, so. Yeah, overall, I do think this is one of the more effective songs. Like I said, I think it gets the point across that Mimi's addicted to drugs, and that's where she is, and not with Benny. Because I think in the theatrical version, it's like I think Roger
implied that she's doing
right, and I think Roger's paranoia over Benny is a lot less justified than it is in the movie. Because, like I said, in the movie, she's, like, spending a lot of time at home, you know, doing drugs, and you see it. You actually physically see it. So, much more effective, in my opinion. But having said that, as much as I like the little bit with the people fading from the support group, I will say that the Collins and Angel stuff is really powerful on stage, mostly because there's absolutely not a word of dialogue between them. And so, yeah, very good scene overall in both the movie and the film. In this stage format. So then we get quite possibly the most bizarre segment in the whole play.
Oh yeah, here's what I have in my notes. I have.
Oh God.
Oh hi, orgy.
This just.
Let's have an orgy.
What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is with this scene? And then suddenly it turns into Angel's great gig in the sky.
Oh yeah. And it's like, and everyone's just suddenly breaking up. Passage of time, I guess.
What?
And suddenly everybody's breaking up. Passage of time, I guess.
Yeah. According to the Wikipedia, this scene is kind of meant to simulate each couple's individual sex lives. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this scene.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
Oh, God. I'm not a big fan of the way this starts out, but I do really like the visual representation of Angel's death. I think it's very powerful. It's almost, like I said, it reminds me of Great Gig in the Sky. That's what I keep coming back to with that scene, because it's very much like it makes death look beautiful in a way. You know what I mean? Beautiful in its own way. So I really enjoy that. But the rest of that scene is just like, what the fuck? It's literally the closest thing that this play has to a big-lipped alligator moment. It really is. It really is. I mean, if you're looking for big-lipped alligator monkey, that's it. That is it. Because yeah, like it's literally just like, oh, let's have an orgy now. Oh God. But the scene ends with everyone yelling. You know, they break up yet again. Everyone's going, it's over. It's over.
It's over.
That's the most powerful. That's the most powerful part of the whole scene. Kind of justifies the whole scene in a way. So now we get to, God damn it, the best song in the whole musical, I think.
Because I have this. Yeah, it's like for some reason I really like the story Mark tells about Angel and the tourists.
Yeah. You know, these tourists who A, were obviously lost, and B, had probably never spoken to a drag queen before in their lives. So he just offered to escort them out of East City and take a picture with them. Ah, God. I like just the emotion that everyone has in the scene is just too much. I
have this note, it says like, and the audience begins sobbing.
Yeah, it really, especially because it's the last audience, and this audience all knows it's coming.
Well, I don't know if I heard them sing it, but I mean, or was it that? It's been a while since I wrote these notes, but
I think they must at least start clapping when the Seasons of Love section comes in. But
maybe, I think they did.
Oh God, this is just so. Do you agree with me that it's the best number in the whole musical?
Very possibly.
Yeah, at the very least, I think it's...
it is like definitely one of the highlights of the show.
Yeah, I think at the very least, it is the emotional center of the show. It is like the big emotional moment. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me, did you get a chance to watch the movie clip?
I did.
Okay, good. Not that much really different about it.
Yeah. I know the people in the congregation standing up and singing.
Right. But the moment that just gets to me every time I see it in the movie version, that just almost kind of brings a tear to my eye. Oh, God. Bring a tear to my eye right now, as a matter of fact, is when everyone starts singing and then Collins just slowly turns around and he just, and he starts going into the chorus, like, if you're cold and you're lonely. It's just, it's so touching because it's like he's lost everything. And then he turns around, it's like he sees all the people there for him. It's, oh my God, it's a beautiful moment. It's a fucking beautiful moment.
I don't know if I caught that. I'll need to rewatch for that.
Yeah, it's right when he turns around and notices that the crowd's singing. And it's like just a quick reaction on his face, but it's so poignant.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Reaction I do have to say, like, though, I just know, like, maybe it could have ended with a quiet love. So, like, maybe instead of that big love around the end, maybe just like, and so, love. How would that have been?
I didn't even like the fact that it ended with Seasons of Love in general.
I mean, like, if you're gonna do that last note, then there's the way they approached it, or maybe you could have just done a quick
love. Yeah.
That would also have been very emotionally resonant, or whatever.
And of course, it's heartbreaking the way that Collins is just cradling the coat in the scene. Oh, God.
Like I said, I did get into the chemistry of Collins and Angel more than Roger and Mimi.
Sure. And it's like such a simple gesture on Angel's part to give him the coat, and it means so much to him, It's just simple acts of kindness like that. That's really what Angel's character was all about. Just randomly inserting light into other people's lives. Oh, man, just really emotional. So, I gotta ask, how would you compare these two performances? Because, quite frankly, I like the actor that plays Collins in the stage version more overall, just because he fits the age a lot more. But I must say, Jesse L. Martin fucking destroys him vocally in the scene.
I think I'd have to be more familiar with the two versions to say.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. I just think that Jesse L. Martin's vocals in this scene are just like, it's one of the best vocal performances I've ever heard, and that's big shoes to fill. That's big shoes to fill for anyone. So the guy doing it gives a noble try. I don't think he quite hits those higher notes or the lower notes and whatever. He doesn't quite hit the same sort of gravitas that Jesse L. Martin hits.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess maybe what it is, too, is Jesse L. Martin is just so connected to the character And so it's like you just get much more pure emotion out of him. It's still very emotional nonetheless. It's still a really good scene.
Yeah. Again, definite highlight.
Yeah, you and me can both agree it's a highlight. So, all right,
Halloween
Monkey.
is next year.
So, yeah, get out the hacksaw, because this is where Chris Columbus starts just brutally cutting the film left and right. Oh man.
So what happened?
Okay, so Halloween. First of all, what do you think of Halloween?
And this is like, how did we get here, right?
Yeah. It's got the whole line about like, how.
Have you ever heard of a show called Merrily We Roll Along?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's this show where it's this musical, and it's based on this play where the whole story is presented backwards. So
Okay.
at every passage of time, like, and at the beginning of the show as well, the chorus will appear and be like, "How did you get to be here? What was the moment? How does it happen?"
Oh wow.
Was
that pre or post Rent? Who ripped the other
great.
off?
This is from like the 80s.
Okay. Maybe Jonathan Larson was incorporating a little bit of a theatrical nod there.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a Theater Geeks on it one day.
Possibly. Ooh. I think I said this story in the Act 1 podcast, but this is actually a song that I did as a spoken word monologue in drama.
Oh, yeah.
And I really like that. I'm so proud of that. It worked really well. It worked so well.
I'm happy for you.
How did I get here? How the hell? Pan left. Close on the steeple of the church. How did I get here? How the hell? Pan left. Christmas Eve last year.
Tony!
Shut up, I want to do the whole thing.
Sorry.
How can a night so frozen be so scalding hot? How can a morning so mild be this raw? Why are entire years strewn on the cutting room floor of memory? Single frames of one magic night, forever flicker in twilight in the 3D IMAX of my mind. That's poetic. That's pathetic. Why did Mimi knock on Roger's door? Why did college choose that phone booth, back where Angel set up her drums? Why did Marine's equipment break down? Why am I the witness? And when I capture it on film, will it mean that it's the end and I'm alone? I'm a little rusty on it, but yeah. Oh God, I will.
Tony.
I think it's the closest thing. I think it's the closest thing that this musical has to a straight up monologue. So I think it's very fitting.
But yeah, and back up on like allusions to other musicals in this whole bit, like when he's like, this all started back on the beginning. That started on Christmas Eve, and these my mind just went to The Producers when Bialystok recaps the entire show near the end. How did it begin? He walked into my office with this cockamamie skin.
Yeah. But do you like the song, or do you just think it's a little bit of a exposition piece?
I mean, just that Mark part?
Yeah, just the Mark part, yeah. The Mark part is its own separate song. It's called Halloween.
Oh, so...
And then it goes into Halloween. Goodbye Love. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Goodbye Love is everything after Mark's part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one, I guess.
Yeah, it's a quick little song. But interestingly enough, they actually did film it for the movie, and it's on the deleted scenes, but for some reason, Columbus is just like, no, we can't have Mark have an emotional moment on his own. Cut! Pisses me off. Fuck you, Columbus. But we're about to get to an even bigger fuck you, Columbus, the one that just drives me insane. We get to Goodbye Love, and everyone's in the graveyard and whatnot, and a big argument breaks out. Essentially, it's revealed that Roger's gonna sell his guitar and move to New Mexico. Goddamn New Mexico! What's with fucking everyone moving to New Mexico?
Oh yeah, and I did watch that scene from the movie Santa Fe on the subway.
Oh, okay, cool. What do you think of it?
Good.
Really good.
Maybe it would have been better in context.
Potentially, yeah. But you just gotta love how
interesting just like watching
these.
It is interesting just watching these numbers on their own.
Oh,
and not,
right.
Watching them as I watched the movie.
Oh god, because the movie does have a lot of painful, like, we're gonna take lines from the musical and make them exposition. Yeah. Okay, so with Goodbye Love, essentially it's broken up into two halves. The first half is in the graveyard, and it gets interrupted by, basically Mimi and Joanne are both going off on Maureen and Roger, respectively. Yeah. And then Collins breaks it all off, like you said. You all said
you'd be cool today.
So please, for my sake, I can't believe he's gone. I can't believe you're going. I can't believe this family must die. Angel helped us believe in love. I can't believe you disagree. I can't believe this is goodbye. Very powerful stuff. But yeah, in the movie when everyone's singing I can't believe this is goodbye, smash cut for Roger driving in the desert for what you own. I am talking smash cut. It is the
That cuts out a whole ton of Benny development, right?
Yes, it does. Fuck you, Columbus. It cuts out a whole lot of Mimi development too. It basically makes the ending make no fucking sense. Ugh. And Columbus's only reasoning is he's just like, on the audio commentary, he's just like, oh, well, I decided to cut it there because it was so nice seeing everyone together. I'm like, fucking A, that's the point of this whole scene, is to fucking show how everyone's gonna get torn apart, you jackass. You fucking jackass. You fucking imbecile. How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, I'm fired up about that. I mean, I don't even think you see Mimi sneak off or anything like that. It literally just cuts. It smash cuts in the most appropriate fucking time. It's, fuck. So the rest of the song is essentially, they actually did film the rest of the song for the movie, and it's really fucking good. I actually think that it works better than what's in the musical, so that makes it.
There's an insult to the injury.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wish I could just fucking have a cut of this movie with this song intact. Instead, it's just on the deleted scenes. Fucking A. But anyways, in the musical, the rest of the song takes place in the graveyard. And then one bit that's cut out of the movie entirely is the whole exchange with Collins, where Collins gets called up to the groundskeeper of the cemetery, I'm assuming, something like that.
Whoever that guy is, yeah.
Yeah, whoever he is, and then he gets kicked out, like, no handouts will be handed here, queer. And then
Benny pays for it.
Yeah, and then Collins is just like, I think it's fair to tell you just paid for the funeral of the guy who killed your dog. But he's like,
I know,
yeah, I know, I always hated that thing.
All right, now it's my turn to go into a bit of a rant.
Oh God, well,
in all honesty, this whole Evita thing probably doesn't piss me off as much as it should, but god damn it. Considering how unnecessary it is, it's funny. I've thought of two examples of like other cases of dogs dying, like, but maybe I feel they work better than it did here.
Just playing homage to the theater trope.
Okay, well, here are my two examples. Have you ever heard of a movie called UHF?
I haven't.
Okay, it's basically it's Weird Al's movie.
Oh God! Oh my!
And there's this thing where, so there's this guy who has this sort of animal show. And today we're gonna teach poodles how to fly. And
God!
Those poodles out a window. It's not the funniest part of the movie, but maybe why I feel it works better than Evita is it's not necessarily presented as a good thing, and the guy doesn't mean to be killing them. He doesn't mean to do harm. Okay,
with Angel, it's just like straight up like she is.
I'll explain. I'll go there. Let's see. And the other thing I had is this is where I'm coming back to Bye Bye Birdie.
Okay.
Because not too long ago, like I think sometime last week, I was looking back at our podcast, and I remembered how there was that show has a dead dog joke, like.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's like Lou and Alme Lou is their dog who got hit by a beer truck on 30 somewhere on Broadway. You know, I think the thing with that is, that's the joke in particular is that it's not that the dog's. The joke is that you think it's going to be like like May's husband or something, but it's a dog. It's kind of funny. It's like, I loved him too. He was sweet. He was warm and fuzzy, but he died years ago, and he was a Jack Russell Terrier. I know, and it's kind of just that quick reference. And you could argue that it gives May a reason to hold on to the company, and the way Lou died, not to be apathetic or anything, but if I'm using the word right, but got hit by a truck. It's not what happens in Rent.
No, it's not.
No, it's Frankenweenie has this as well. It's something that happens with dogs, not what happens in Rent. Okay, have you heard of a specific modern episode of SpongeBob called One Course Meal?
I haven't watched modern SpongeBob in years now.
Yeah, there's this one among several infamous episodes. I think it's from 2010. This particular one is called One Course Meal.
Okay.
So I noticed some parallels.
Oh my.
I'm not sure if I'm going to go further on that one just so I can get the Vita stuff out of the way, but yeah. One Course Meal. Yeah, course is with an A instead of a U.
I'll have to look it up. Well,
you're in for a treat.
Oh my.
But anyway.
Oh my.
Okay, so let's look at the situation with Evita's murder. Okay, so
you just can't get over this, can you?
Yeah, like I said, maybe I am blowing this out of proportion, but I don't know. I feel like it's something that could be discussed. Okay, so first off, this lady who hires Angel to do it. Tell me if I need to turn this up.
You dirty, stuck-up, sadistic, shit-eating, cock-sucking, butt-fucking, penis-smelling, crotch-grabbing, ball-licking, semen-drinking, dog-raping, Nazi-loving, child-touching, cow-humping, perverted, spineless, heartless, mindless, dickless, testicle-choking, urine-gargling, jerk-offing, horse-faced, sheep-fondling, toilet-kissing, centered, feces-puking, dildo-shoving, spitting, crap-gathering, big-nose, monkey-slapping, bastard-screwing, bean-shitting, fart-knocking, sack-busting, splooge-tasting, bear-blowing, horse-blowing, bitch-snatching, hand-jobbing, donkey-caressing, mucus-spewing, anal-plugging, hole-grabbing, uncircumcised, swear-sitting, horse-blustering, piss-sweating, midget-munching, douchebag, hole-biting, carnivorous, mail-order, prostituting asshole!
What the fuck was that from?
Nostalgia Critic.
Oh, it's Nostalgia Critic? What episode?
Yeah, it's from like the ABGN feud, somewhere in there.
Oh, okay. So it's
somewhere
like
in the whole. Yeah, I feel it applies to this lady as well.
Wow, that was amazingly timed, I might say.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been planning that for a while. Okay, so that said, so her neighbor's dog won't shut up, so she decides to take the sensible route and psychologically torment it to the point that it commits suicide.
Yeah.
She finds Angel on the street, asks her to do the deed. She'll pay her to do the deed. Angel, instead of saying, "Get the fuck out of here, bitch!" and instead of that, no, she decides, okay, let's negotiate the deal. And, yeah, just goes along with it. And, and when they're, in this whole circumstance, and especially when they're telling the story to the guys, no one ever, their reaction, no one's ever like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" No, they're just, what a story.
You're right. They are very much like,
they're never. This only thing to see this lady who, this lady, if you hadn't guessed already, could very well be my most hated character in musical theater.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
And she has Victoria Price to compete with.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, anyway, Victoria Price aside, and it's just they're never seen. It's like I said, going back to this SpongeBob, they don't see themselves in the wrong for it. They feel no remorse over it, and they get away with it, unless you count Angel dying. But there was AIDS already, so I don't know if I'm going to count that. I mean, and again, this whole joke, you could take it out and and it would not affect the show at all. Just the closest thing is with Benny, but I don't know. Angel could have done something else, like maybe vandalism or something. I don't know. You could have done something else. But I mean, okay. Yeah, people in the comments, if you find the Evita run gag funny, please explain why. And the fact that it's Benny's dog cannot be an excuse. Just looking at this, let's just taking this whole demented situation, defend that.
Wow, you're really just like going to town on this.
Yeah, well, I remember looking at like the lyrics for the song on some lyric site. Someone in the comments was like, "Yeah, I think this is supposed to be like some Spanish proverb about random acts of kindness." That is one messed up act of kindness.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Is that all I have on the Vita thing?
Oh God, I hope so.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Okay, Argentina, you officially have permission to cry for her, and on that note, let's move on.
Wow. Well done. That was one of the best rants in this channel's history.
Thank you, I'm honored.
Okay, so speaking of rants, like I said, with Goodbye Love, back to that horse shit. Yeah, in the movie, it's like, by the way, I just love the line that starts off the second half where Mark's just like trying to make conversation with Roger, and he's just like, I hear there are great restaurants out west. I don't know, for some reason that line always got to me. I don't know why. It's just like, I can't even explain why it gets to me. It just does. But anyways, in the movie, they're back at the loft, and and then they're arguing, and fucking A, cutting out the second half of Goodbye Love cuts out so much. It cuts out fucking Roger putting Mark on blast. You know what I mean? It cuts out that whole...
I have to say with this show, like, when I say there are merits and detractors, like, among those merits, I feel it does have a couple, pretty decent issues, like what they're arguing about in the scene, or, Mark's whole position. They're just whatever dilemmas Mark has about, like what Roger's saying about how he's just so self-absorbed in his work as a way of denial, and Mark is saying about he's concerned about being the lone survivor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very harsh stuff to be talking about, like very real-world argument here. And it kills me. It kills me that moment that Roger goes off on Mark is not in the movie. It fucking kills me. It's like, why would you cut something like that out? I think it's absolutely pivotal to both characters. It's one of the most important character development moments between the two of them. And it's just gone. It's smash cut to fucking Roger driving down Santa Fe. Oh, God. And then anyways, it just gets, the scene just gets better and better because, because we see Mimi, and of course it's like the whole bit, like, you heard every word, and, and then so they have their little argument. Roger walks off into the sunset singing One Song Glory, and,
I'm trying to remember, when is the whole thing with Benny paying for rehab? Was that during
that's when Benny shows up. That's when Benny shows up. And then...
oh, you mean just now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because he's just kind of trying to comfort Mimi. Mimi's like, please don't touch me.
Right. One last Evita thing. I probably touched it before, but, I hated that... Sorry, but... Okay, I'll make this really quick. I hated that dog. If the dog's death was an accident, maybe, but... You know what? Fuck it. I kind of covered it before. Sorry. Go on.
Okay, so, we just have this whole thing where Benny does, promise to pay for the rehab, but that never really comes into fruition because she kind of just runs off. She just runs off. I feel in the musical it's conveyed really well where she literally runs off. In the movie, she just kind of retreats into her loft and then just sings the remaining chorus of Goodbye Love. Still very this is, I think, probably Rosario Dawson's best vocal performance in the whole movie, and it got fucking cut, is when she's just like hollering Goodbye Love to the moon. It's just, it's so powerful.
To the moon.
She's just, literally to the moon. It's like, because the moon's right there, it's...
It's not a over the moon callback, is it?
It could be. It very well could be, but, I'm just saying, she's like so desperate in the scene. It's Rosario Dawson is so good as Mimi, but a lot of her moments either get cut or trimmed down or whatever. So yeah, Chris Columbus. I mean, I think Chris Columbus did. I think Chris Columbus did a decent job directing this movie for sure. I think there's a lot of visual elements, a lot of set pieces, a lot of creativity, really good cinematography and whatnot. I just think the dude was an idiot when it came to the editing. He's just a moron. Like, I cannot get over this enough. This is one of the biggest, like, why the fuck did this scene get cut? I'm just gonna keep on repeating myself over and over again. So let's move on to What You Own. What do you think of that song?
Nice.
I have pretty much the same reaction. It's one of my least favorites, honestly.
I mean, I'd heard it, at least once or twice maybe in my time before watching the show, and it's just like, yeah, it's a nice one. All right. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the absolute best, but not the absolute worst. Either.
Sure. It's pretty middle of the road. In the movie version, of course, we see Roger in Santa Fe, and it's just actually physically seeing New Mexico kind of takes away from the whole atmosphere that the original stage play was going for. You know what I mean? How you never leave the slums of New York. And it's just like seeing all those bright colors and whatnot. In fact, there's this really infamous shot in the What You Own segment from the movie where Roger is just like belting out a chorus in front of what the fans have affectionately called the Britney Spears rock.
What?
Because it literally looks like something straight out of a Britney Spears music video where she's just like, in front of a rock just singing her heart out. It's like, oh, yeah.
I have an idea of what the screenshot for this episode might be.
Oh, God. Chris Columbus even refers to it as the Britney Spears rock in the fucking commentary, so even he's aware of it. I kid you not. I kid you not. Even he's aware that shot is cheesy as fuck. Oh, God. However, Monkey, I will give this segment one thing, and it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
The reunion between Mark and Roger is done so much better in the movie. Because in the movie version, or in the theatrical version, he's just kind of there. He just kind of shows up again, and you don't even really get much of a reunion. In the movie, of course, you see Mark singing, as he's... Well, actually, what I really like about the movie version of the song is how it's all voiceover until they get to the very end, where Mark and Roger are singing together, and then they're actually, they're singing within, the characters are singing, not just voiceover. And it's when Mark's standing on the roof, that was used in one song, Glory, and then Roger walks up, and then they're just singing, like, you're what you own, you're what you own.
Sounds
And
like
then
a
they
good
just
moment.
and then they just give each other just this big embrace. And yeah, I really love that. It's really not in the stage play at all. I especially like the fact that it somewhat calls back to One Song Glory a little bit with the rooftop. And so yeah, that's a good moment for sure. And then okay, let's see. After that, we get the last
the
of the
voicemail, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. This
Give me a
is
second.
kind of this is
Go
one of the
on.
lazier. This is one of the lazier bits of exposition in the show for me, because it's just like, moving to Santa Fe, back in New York, starting a rock band. And it's just like, yeah, so, I don't know. Like I said, the movie version covers Roger's return a lot better, because in the stage play, it is literally just Roger's mother spouting exposition. And, you hear what I was saying, Monkey?
Huh?
Could you hear what I was saying, or no?
No, I cannot.
Okay. Well, I was basically saying how the line from Roger's mother about, like, how, moving to Santa Fe, back in New York, starting a rock band, that's basically the laziest line of exposition I've ever heard. It's literally, like, the sole thing that gets Roger from New Mexico back into New York. And it's so lazy. And like I said, just What You Own in the movie just does that whole moment where Roger comes back so much better. I do like how the actress who plays the bag woman, she's really versatile because she also substitutes for Mimi's mother as well.
Right.
And, it even breaks into a lot of Spanish, so that's a
Spanish.
damn good actress. Like, whoever they get to have that perform, like, I kind of get why she does that whole Seasons of Love thing. It still annoys me, but it's a really versatile role, so obviously whoever they cast for that role at any given point has to have a lot of fucking talent. And so let's see, is that it's Mimi, and then Joanne's dad is also like, kitten, wherever are you?
Yeah, we get that whole counterpoint between parents.
Oh yeah, Mark, are you there? Are you there? I don't know if he's here. Are you there? And then, of course, I love it. I love the way the song ends, where it's just like Mark's mother overpowers everyone, and she's just like, call your mother. Oh, that's great. That's great. So now we're on to our big finale, which this is one of the flaws of the play. I think Monkey is.
So in the film,
finale.
right? Was that actual footage he filmed over the course of the show, or like pre-recorded footage, or something?
I'm pretty sure. I was gonna. Yeah, I'm pretty sure what they do is they probably like pre-record a different like set of footage for each cast. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it must be pre-recorded.
And understudies and things if needed.
Right, yeah, to keep it all consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting, though. Again, I really like how it sort of like tears the wall down between audience and performer, where you see, they're wearing the microphones and everything. It's like, it's not meant, it's not like, it would have been even easy to like kind of like, oh, we're just gonna go out as a cast and kind of like film some shit. You know what I mean? But no, they don't do it. It's all all in the context of the actual musical. But we're jumping a little ahead of ourselves, though. So at first, we cut back December 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't believe a year's gone by so fast. The kind of a callback to the very first song, and
It's kind of come full circle now.
Oh yes, and so Roger, he's got his guitar back. He's still working on. Well, actually, no, he's found the song, but he has lost meaning. Yeah. And like I said, I think the whole thing with Goodbye Love, just like without that in there, you're just like, wait, well, why can't he find Mimi? It's just not that. I don't even think it's well explained in the theatrical show either. It's just sort of like, oh, I guess Mimi became a street urchin now. It's like, I guess that's a plot point. But anyway, so, oh god, let's see. There's just a lot of fucking exposition in the scene. Then Colin shows up, and he has the whole thing with reprogramming the ATM in front of the food emporium to provide an honorarium with anyone with the code. The code.
Yeah, I have in my notes like, ATM, what great morals.
At least he says Robin Hooding isn't the solution.
Oh, yeah.
At least he does acknowledge that. He acknowledges that they can't just keep living like this. You know what I mean? He very much does acknowledge that.
Yeah. And then they go back into Santa Fe, yeah?
Yeah. The powers that be must be undermined where they dwell. And so basically, yeah, they're just talking about, going back to Santa Fe, and then Roger's like, but you missed New York before you could unpack. And then after this, I'm pretty sure it cuts to Joanne and Maureen, and they have a very, very sick, kind of on death's door Mimi. And she was huddled in the park in the dark, and she was freezing and begged to come here. Yes. And so they lay her out on a table, and everything's just going wrong. They're panicking. Mark's just like, oh, we can buy some wood, something to eat. Cole's like, I'm afraid she'll need more than heat. I heard that. Ah, God, it's hard to do this without just quoting the fucking musical. But anyway, so, point being, it's just a big dramatic, like, oh no, Mimi's gonna die. So then Roger's...
So Evan, you're like, nice song variant on Big No.
So, so Roger, he's just like, who do you think you are, leaving me alone with my guitar? I actually really like the performance of Roger in the movie during this moment because he's just getting really choked up. You know, it's like he can barely get it out. It's almost like he's not even singing. Hold on, there's something you should hear. It isn't much, but it took all year. Okay, so Monkey, are you with my opinion that Your Eyes, despite being the song that Roger took a whole goddamn year to write, is the Roger song that's the least effective?
You mean comparison to One Song Glory?
Comparison to both One Song Glory and I Should Tell You.
I'd probably need to listen to those two again, but yeah, there's a very good chance I would be in that camp.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the least. I mean, it's a nice song. It's a sweet song and everything. I just don't. It's definitely not a highlight of the whole musical. It's definitely not, and it should be. It really should be, considering how big they build it up.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that's kind of always. But not saying it's a bad song, just saying for all the hype behind it, it's like, it's kind of like, oh, really? That's the song? Okay, that was nice. You know. And also, for the longest time, it bothered the fuck out of me that Musetta's Waltz appears at the end, until I realized that Roger's not actually playing Musetta's Waltz. It just kind of comes in the orchestra, because how annoying would that fucking be if Roger spent all this time trying to write this song that doesn't remind us of Musetta's Waltz, and then at the very end of the song, he just busts out Musetta's Waltz. Oh, God. But anyways,
But it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't work. Mimi dies. They carry her off, and Mark stands alone on stage, cynically singing the finale. In the Dutch production.
Really?
Yeah, I guess they didn't like the happy
serious?
ending, so they got permission to change the ending to that.
Oh, wow. Wow. Holy fuck. That's like the original ending of Clerks, man. That's just dark. You know what the original ending of Clerks is,
I've never
right?
seen Clerks.
That needs to change, first of all. Second of all, it ends with the main character getting shot after he closes up. Originally. It doesn't end... That's the original ending. And it's very dark.
In La Boheme, does Mimi die in that one?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Very much so. Very much so. Yeah. Mimi's resurrection is essentially a Disney moment. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. It's essentially like...
What I have in my notes. It's a miracle!
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I do like the way they explain it, though, and that thing... she brings Angel into it.
Oh, yeah.
And I swear, Angel was there. And I love the line. And she looked good. And she said, hold on, girl. Turn around and
listen to that boy's song.
Listen to that boy's song. I like that.
Which song? It's kind of hard to tell. We live in a rock opera.
Again, the point that you were making about how Roger, it's just like, he's so confused about the world he's living in that he goes out, he monologues this whole One Song Glory song to himself, but he just doesn't think to write it down because he's just living in a rock opera. Oh, that's... God damn it, Monkey. There should be a musical that just touches on that like full force. I mean, more than Urinetown.
And of course, it has to be sung through.
Of course, but just a musical that's all about the hardships of singing everything.
Yeah.
Can you think of any plays that tackle that subject? Like, Urinetown definitely has some fourth wall breaking, but that's not really the plot.
There's this one show, I'm not familiar with it at all. It's called something like Musical of Musicals, the musical. Maybe it touches on that somewhere?
Yeah, right. I just love the idea. I love the idea that people in musicals are trapped in song mode and they can't get out.
Maybe it's been done somewhere.
Well, you know what we should do? We should just do a whole Rent parody that's that premise. Oh, God. Because there's a lot of funny potential we could have with that.
Yeah.
But anyways...
almost like maybe, if possible, we can extend it to other sung-through shows, but...
Oh, God. Let's stick with Rent for the time being. We still have to do our damn Book of Mormon thing that we'll probably never fucking get around to doing. thanks, Garrett, for kind of dropping the ball on that. You were all excited about that, and then you're just like, no, I'm not going to rehearse ever. Fucking A, that pisses. He's like the one that came up with the idea, and then he just, every time I wanted to rehearse with him, he's just like, nah, I don't feel like it. All right, but anyways.
Some tells me that if the two of us were in the same podcast, we'd probably be chatting.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like when we get to the whole. Yeah, when the two of us get to the Not podcast, we'll just do the whole thing in chat.
Oh god. I literally don't even remember the last time that Garrett came on and he was able to physically speak. I literally don't remember. I know we did the Judith Barcy show, which is one of my proudest shows.
I'm pretty sure we had since then.
Yeah, but that's the last one I really remember, just because that show was so good and it got a really good reaction. It got a positive reaction, which was exactly what I was hoping for. But but anyways, But it's a miracle. Mimi's alive and whatnot. So they all sing. They all kind of the girls are singing. Do you like the way that this finale is presented, where it's basically like reprises of other songs kind of coming together?
Oh yeah, it is that.
Because there's it's no day but today and without you kind of meshed.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
Well, first off, answer me this: what exactly is that montage thing on the filmed Broadway?
Well, it's just supposed to be Mark's documentary.
Okay, so it is.
Yeah.
So is it just projected onto a? Do you think it was just projected onto a wall for?
Okay,
like if you were watching
in the
it live?
movie version, they literally do project it onto a brick wall. So yeah.
Yeah, so like when they were doing stuff earlier with it, you think then?
Yeah,
when it was projecting earlier.
Right. I don't know. Yeah. But what do you? But do you like the song itself, or do you think it's a little underwhelming?
Yeah, it's like it is uplifting, right?
Oh, for sure. I definitely.
Just wanted to double check, like make sure there aren't any like huge dark undertones with it. But yeah,
honestly, the only dark undertone I can think of is it's like
Mimi.
Mimi is alive now, but she's most likely going to die.
Yeah.
And she's most likely going to die soon.
Yeah, but
that's that's the dark overtone I can think of.
But yeah, aside from that, it's a good uplifting finale to go out to leave the theater on.
And it also has the really good message of like, even if you're close to death, embrace the day. Embrace the day no matter what. And that's really all. That's really the message of Brett in general.
Seize the day.
Right.
And it's funny because those two shows shared the same theater.
Oh god. And at the very end, lo and behold, Angel comes out. Yeah, woohoo, Angel. Did you like the fact that Angel came out?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then,
yeah.
I don't know, it's like, you can just feel such a massive energy when you watch the stage version, because it is the very last time, at least until the show gets the inevitable revival. It's the very last...
That's something I'd like to discuss in a little while, but yeah.
Okay. It's the very last time that this particular cast, at least, is going to be singing this. It's just a moment. You know what I mean? It's so electric.
Ends of shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like last performances.
And hey, Monkey, believe it or not, Chris Columbus actually found a way to fuck up this ending too.
For some reason, I'm not too surprised.
Okay, so this is another...
How does he do it this time?
Oh god, this is another sort of alternate thing that he did. Like, this was filmed, but then he cut it out. Originally, it went to the montage quickly, and then it cuts to them coming back in the Seasons of Love stage and singing. Like,
oh yeah,
singing
and Angel's there, right?
Yeah,
because it would confuse the viewer.
No, he said, I just don't want to cut away from these people because they're all happy in a group. I just don't want to cut away. Mr. Columbus, he just has this big fucking thing about not wanting to cut away from groups, and it fucking pisses me off. That's literally his reasoning, was like, oh, but these people, they're just so happy. They're just singing, they're together, and I just don't like, I can't cut away from that. I'm just like, fucking A, what do you think they're doing on stage? They're singing, and they're happy, and they're together, and they're rejoicing. And it's also a callback to the very fucking beginning of your film, you dolts. Fuck you, Chris Columbus. I mean, seriously, it makes no sense to me. It makes no fucking sense. That was such a good ending. I love that ending. It's really powerful. And he just ruined it. He just fucking ruined it. He's just, like he said, he's just, I can't cut away from it. I can't cut away from
Are you as... how did you feel about these cuts, like, when you first saw the movie? Because that's how you saw it first, through the movie.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, so with, actually, Monkey... with certain songs like Goodbye Love, I listened to the soundtrack first, so I was told, and the soundtrack does have the full version of Goodbye Love because they did film the whole thing.
Movie soundtrack?
The movie soundtrack, yeah. And it also had Halloween, so I was expecting those songs to be in there, and they weren't. As for the ending, I don't know, like, it works. I'm not saying it's a bad ending, I'm just saying the alternate one is so much better. So I don't know. I was aware of both pretty quickly. Like I watched the other ending like pretty much as soon as I watched the movie. So and the other ending is just so much better. Like I said, I just love the idea that these characters are just singing in an empty theater. It just calls to mind the spirit of the show so much. It's kind of like bringing the movie world and the theater world together, and he butchered it. Fucking butchered it. One thing I do like, though, the one thing that I'll give him a pass on, god damn it, is the movie does fade out on the montage. It fades out on an image of Angel smiling. And so that's nice. That's nice. That fits. So I'll give it that. It works in that way for sure. But yeah, overall, I just wish that original ending was there. I mean, seriously, I want to make a cut of that movie that just has all of Goodbye Love, has Halloween, and has that original ending. Because it's like, I don't understand why such a cut doesn't exist. I don't understand why it wasn't just an option to watch the movie with those scenes intact in the first place. It's just like, wouldn't that make sense? Because it's like, that's not that much to put in. It's like, just, because they have versions of DVDs all the time where it's like, director's cut, an alternate cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
why wouldn't they do that?
Little Shop recently.
Right, because the things that they cut out just so dramatically affect the rest of the movie that it's just like, Okay, but I digress. So that is right.
Yeah, so, if I may ask, how were the end credits presented?
Oh, Jesus Christ. The end credits are presented with a corny as fuck new song over them, and I just don't like it. I really don't like it. It's really cool. It's called literally called like The Power of Love or something like that. I'm not even joking. It's like something really corny like that. No, it's called Love Heals. Love Heals. That's what it's called. Love Heals.
Yeah. How about like visually? How's it visually presented?
It's credits. That's it.
Credits.
It's credits.
Is it something like Goblet of Fire, where like in Goblet of Fire they have the names coming down to the goblet, but instead of that, it's...
They're still fucking burning those eviction notices.
Yeah,
even after all
Anthony
this.
Rapp, Adam Pascal, Mario Dawson. Can you not picture that?
I can totally picture that. And I just love the idea that even after all the characters went through, they're still burning eviction notices at the end. It's like, ain't shit changed.
Yeah. We're still not gonna pay. We're still not gonna pay.
Oh, God. Okay, but Monkey, just overall, going through 2 podcasts of the show, just give us your overall thoughts.
Rent, it is a very popular musical, and it exists. It has its merits and its detractors. I'm not a huge fan, but I'm not a hater.
Okay. Well, obviously, I am a huge fan. I totally agree. It has flaws. I think the first act is much better than the second act, just overall. And I think a lot of character stuff could be developed a bit more. But, god damn it, that first act is so good, and moments in the second act are so fucking good that, and the whole thing just comes together, and it's such a beautiful message that I just love it. I love it to death. I think I'll be
Maybe it's
hard
gonna
pressed.
grow on me more as I go through life. Maybe it'll be
Possibly.
the opposite. Who knows? Yeah, I'll probably see a live production of it someday.
Right, yeah. You know what pissed me off? I was dying. I was fucking dying to do a production of this at my high school. Guess what?
What?
Production happens the fucking year after I graduate. I'm just like, wow. Okay, can I just take senior year over again? Seriously. That sucked. That fucking sucked.
Well, is this like the third time they did Anything Goes?
Oh, anything goes. Oh. It literally happened my freshman year and my senior year, and then they did it again this year. I'm just like, goddamn, Jonathan Knox is obsessed with Anything Goes. Jonathan Knox being the drama teacher over there.
Had
Fucking
a feeling.
Brilliant man. Love that man. Taught me everything I know about film. I mean that. I genuinely mean that.
Oh yeah, totally.
But anyways, so yes, I think it's a landmark. Monkey, I guess it's just because I've been with this show a lot more, and it's just part of my vocabulary. But
Yeah.
Personally, I'm going to be hard-pressed to find a show that moves me more than this one. Maybe I'll put that on you. Find me a show that's just more emotional than this.
Okay.
And I also, I just, again, I went over this a little bit in Act 1, but I can't get over how good all the songs are. I can't get over how, how, are you familiar at all with, what the fuck's that show about the fucking people in Russia who want to fuck?
People in Russia who want to fuck.
Yes. Spring Awakening.
Oh, they're in Germany.
Isn't that such a glorious depiction of Spring Awakening? It's people in Germany that want to fuck.
Teens.
Yeah, teens in Germany that want to fuck.
I haven't actually seen it, but I've kind of heard some of the songs. I've read it.
Okay, here's my big thing. Like, anything, or, fucking anything goes. Spring Awakening, that was, like, totally advertised. Like, oh my god, it's like watching a rock concert on stage. I'm like, no, not really. Not really at all. I mean, besides Totally Fucked, like, not a lot of the songs even have a rock quality to them. Rent, I feel like, is completely different. Rent is like a live fucking rock concert on stage, with power, with emotion, with desperate characters. It's oh my god, it all comes together so well for me. I agree there's spots of it that are a little, yeah, what the fuck's going on, like Evita. I'll agree, I'll give you that, but just overall, the way the songs come together, the variety of songwriting style, just how fucking kick-ass some of the songs are, and how in-your-face the songs are, and how the songs are basically written to be conversations. It's such good fucking music, and I think the cast all comes together really well. I think this is probably the best cast of characters in terms of it's really large, but everyone gets a lot to do. I can't keep heaping praise on this, Monkey. I love it to death, obviously.
Obviously.
Really quick before we kind of tease our next Theater Geeks, do you want to talk about the potential of a Rent revival you mentioned?
Okay, so there are a few kind of funny things I want to talk about, and that's one of them.
Okay.
Because, and especially comparing it to something kind of similar that happened with the following show that Jeffrey Siller and Kevin McCullum produced. So, Rent closed in like 2008, right?
2008, yeah.
So, I think it was 2011. It reopened, a new production opened off-Broadway at New World Stages.
Okay.
Yeah, like New World Stages is this, I think it actually used to be a movie, like a little multiplex, but yeah, it's
Everyone has a
underground. They're
theater like that.
oh yeah, it's like 5 small theaters in there.
Mm-hmm.
Neat place. So it opened there in like 2011, I think, and it was like staged. It had the same director, I believe, but like it was staged differently. I don't know if it was received that well, and I think it closed in like a year.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, so then on the other hand, you have the show I was alluding to just now, Avenue Q,
Oh.
which yeah, it's funny how both of them had the same producers, but anyway,
Well,
so
essentially with Avenue Q, they were basically kind of aiming to make Rent with Sesame Street. Wasn't that kind of one of their mission statements?
kinda,
Right.
sort of along those lines, or maybe
Yeah.
South Park stuff. But yeah.
I know for
anyway.
a fact Rent was an influence with them. I know for a fact.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, probably was, but yeah, and might have helped in like getting those producers. But anyways,
Right.
so Avenue Q closed on Broadway in '09 after like a 6-year run or so, and a few weeks later, like maybe like a month or so, maybe like 6 weeks at most,
Mhm.
it reopened at New World Stages.
Oh
Like,
wow.
Production. Yeah, I think at some point Rent and Avenue Q were probably like playing right next to each other.
Oh god, that's great.
Yeah, so and it's like I don't know if this has an effect or anything, but I'm sure it's pretty much unchanged. Like a couple technical downsizings because not as much of a fly space, but whatever, still
Of course,
basically
of
the same
course.
show. And it's still running there after like it's like 4.5 years. It's getting kind of close to a 5-year run there.
You're talking Avenue Q.
Of course.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and hopefully it shall keep running for a good amount of time. Especially long enough that I can be in it. But anyway, yeah,
Oh,
that is
yes.
my ultimate dream role, if I may share things to the general public layout. Just either of the male puppeteers in like that production of Avenue Q or like of National Touring production, that is my ultimate dream role.
Early area, for sure. Very admirable.
Yeah. So a couple funny things I want to mention. So, okay, something I find funny. So when Rent performed at the Tony Awards, it was on the stage Phantom of the Opera performs on.
Okay.
Which I find kind of funny considering the SNL Save Broadway sketch where the meeting is hosted by the Phantom and Mark.
I need to see that. I totally need to see that.
It was Neil Patrick Harris's Mark, and he kind of takes a few
Neil
opportunities to
Patrick
mention.
Harris is fucking Mark.
Yeah.
Why is it that Neil Patrick Harris just takes over the Tonys?
This wasn't Tony, but no, this wasn't
the
Tony.
Tonys?
No, this is on that SNL thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was like a bit within the Tonys. I'm sorry.
No. No. Yeah, it's like that Save Broadway sketch on SNL where this meeting is being held by the Phantom and Mark, and like Mark takes a moment to kind of like comment on the success of Rent. Near the end, he suggests this huge solution, and he mentions like, and we'll all join hands, and we'll sing the anthem of the '90s, 525,000. And then all Phantom's just like, no, Mark, please stop. And then all the other Broadway characters are joining in Seasons of Love.
Oh, I need to watch this like immediately. Oh my god, this is amazing.
You can find it online if you like SNL Save Broadway. Okay, there's this. I'm not sure whether or not I want to mention this. It's like a sort of dream casting for Rent that will be incredibly disturbing.
Oh,
I don't know
God.
if I want to indulge, if I want to go into that.
Okay, well, no, you've teased us. You have to go into it. Come on.
Okay, Rent as performed by the elderly cast of Rugrats.
What? What? Explain. Explain.
Okay, so I was thinking about like the Rugrats tonic, especially of Boris and his rival Shlomo, and Boris thinks
Oh,
that
God.
Shlomo's just like he found business more important than family, and I began to draw parallels to Benny and the others. I've got some of the cast down.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Boris is Mark, Lou is Roger, Lulu is Mimi, Mink is Joanne, Aunt Miriam is Roger, Shlomo is Benny, I think that guy from the Hanukkah special who has the monologue with music should be Collins or Angel.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah. I mean, I have these weird Dreamcast things sometimes, but yeah, that has got to be the craziest yet, and maybe the craziest, maybe the craziest ever. Like, you know, I've had this thing where like I've thought up like Les Mis like cast with Avenue Q characters, but yeah, this is not just what is it? How did I get to be here? What was the moment? How does it happen? Okay, so this one last kind of funny thing I want to mention.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of this like one-act play called The Least Offensive Play in the Whole Darn World?
No, but it sounds hilarious.
It is. It's like this.
Is there a Rent reference?
I'll explain. So
Okay.
it's like this infomercial for this thing like Script Cleaner 5000, and it's like like because so many plays have controversial content in there, so the Script Cleaner 5000 fixes that. Like in Glengarry Glen Ross, they're using all these childish insults instead of swearing, or Romeo and Juliet, they fight with pool noodles instead of swords. Medea, instead of 2 dead babies, she comes out with 2 like frozen chickens. Or if someone in your cast is a vegetarian.
Did you say Medea?
Yeah.
Is it the Medea I'm thinking of? I mean, I know Medea was originally a stage creation, but what the fuck about dead babies?
It's like some, what is it, like this Greek thing about like some woman who like is jealous like her husband's getting with someone else, so she murders their kids eventually.
And
Like,
Tyler Perry depicts this?
oh god, no, it's not the Tyler Perry thing.
Oh, because that's the Medea I was. Oh my god.
Oh god, no.
I was
Yeah, so like instead of
Tyler Perry is Medea holding up 2. I'm like, wow, that's some dark ass theater, Tyler Perry.
yeah, so instead of 2 dead babies, she has 2 like frozen chickens, or if someone in her cast is vegetarian, 2 melons. It's kind of funny. Like I was involved with this night of one acts a couple of years ago. I was in a different one act, but the last one we had was least offensive, and the bit I'm about to describe, if I remember right, like got a huge laugh. Got huge laughs. But
Right.
so near the end of the last example they show, like not counting a brief bit for the Seth Redux Deluxe at the very end, but so the last example of the Script Cleaner 5000 they show is Rent. Which of course is like, out of all of these, it has the most out of all the inappropriate material.
Oh, of
like,
course.
The friggin' most. So like, ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you Rent. Like, lights up on Mark and Roger. Roger strums his guitar once, Mark coughs, lights out.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Lights up on Mark and Roger. Roger strums his guitar once, Mark coughs, lights out.
Yes, that's amazing.
It's great. Yeah, it's a great play overall, but yeah, that's one of the many highlights.
Oh my god. Alright, so is that all the funny bits you have?
I think so.
Okay, so do you want to tease the audience on what set of shows we're doing next?
Well, actually, if it's Disney theatrical, I'm thinking maybe postpone that one a little. Sorry.
You want to postpone that? Okay.
Because we have Hunchback coming around in the fall. So,
Okay. Well, with that in mind, Monkey,
if I'm lucky, maybe I'll be able to see it. But yeah.
with that in mind, Monkey, I guess I'll just go ahead and put you on the spot since I picked Rent.
I actually have an idea. It is kind of one we alluded to last time.
Okay. What is it?
The stage productions based on Charles Schultz's Peanuts characters.
Oh, hell yes!
Okay, so You're a Good Man, Charlie
I'm so
Brown,
down.
Snoopy the Musical, and Dog Sees God.
Oh, okay. You want to do all 3? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if Dog Sees God, if the full script is still available online. Like, that's what I found. I've never actually seen it, but I've read the full script online. I don't know if it's still available, but I can update you on that.
Okay.
No,
So
maybe Dog
basically-
Sees God could be this more emotional one. Like, I've really loved that
it's
one.
gonna take a lot to compete with Rent. Rent is like the Citizen Kane of musicals for me. It's It's gonna take a lot.
Well, Doxy's God is a straight play, if that makes a difference.
It does make a difference because one of the big things that appeals to me about Rent is the music. So there you go.
Yeah.
But regardless, I love me some Peanuts. Charles Schultz, he spent a good portion of his life in Santa Rosa, California, which is 2 towns away from me. And yeah, and it's just all decked out in Peanuts. Like that whole fucking town is just like it's got like statues and stuff. It's awesome. One of my favorite spots. There's like a spot downtown, and one of the cool things about downtown is that it's almost like Paris or something because they've got like a lot of water fountains and waterfalls and shit like that. It's really cool. It's actually a really well designed downtown, and there's like this spot like right in the middle of downtown that has it's like got a little waterfall, and it's basically just a little park, right? And there's this bench that has a bronze statue of Marcy reading a book.
That's great.
I really love that. I really fucking love that. So yeah, I'm so down to talk about Peanuts musicals. That sounds like a big plan.
Yeah, and Doxy's God too, if we can. But yeah.
And in the meantime, Monkey, I'm going to end out on something that I can't believe we've gone this whole 2-part Redcast without mentioning. So yeah, let's.
Well,
let's
it definitely isn't burning eviction notices. We totally mentioned that.
Oh yes. All right. Can you hear it, or should I try and find another one?
Oh wait, is it over? I heard it. I couldn't quite tell what it was. Like, is it what I think it was? Like by a certain duo with a famed Comedy Central series? This really is the best time to get to that.
Right, I'm sorry if you can't hear it. It's for some reason I'm not finding a clip on YouTube that doesn't have
sort of hear it.
Quality. But yes, everyone has AIDS. Everyone, good night.
Good night.